Right, I was going to say Merry Christmas, but it's not Christmas yet. I was doing another one before. Yeah, this is a great time of year. I love this bit, you know. But, I mean, my birthday's Christmas Day, okay? But it's not just that. Normally, like, historically, I used to busk over Christmas, regardless of how successful or unsuccessful I was musically outside of that. The takings were always, like, worth going for, yeah? And I remember, like, I'd have been Southend. Well, no, I was going to Southend to my girlfriend's, yeah? Well, my girlfriend's parents. And at Fenchurch Street Station, 1989, all the trains had stopped, yeah? And it was like they were all singing "Why Are We Waiting?" So I'd already done my, elsewhere in London, I'd already finished my day, but I did an extra hour, yeah, because I went into the foyer, yeah, in the main foyer, and I was surrounded by maybe 200, even 300 people, all singing "Why Are We Waiting?" with me. And the coppers, you know, the police, they were all around the back, yeah, and they were just watching. They didn't try and interfere. So I got 100 quid in the station, yeah, and then I got another 15 quid on the train to Southend, yeah. So that was my best. I mean, that was 89, okay. I mean, I've done like kind of 75, whatever, 80 quid since. Going back, maybe. I mean, the last time I busted, Jesus. But that was in 2008. The last time I did do a little bit in 2015, but yeah. Otherwise, 2008 will be about 75 best in a day, 80. When I say a day, that's 2 hours, because I don't do more than 2 hours ever busking. I haven't done it for ages, but you can't because your voice gives way. It's just like, you don't do more than like kind of an hour and a half at a gig. Well, I don't. And at the moment, because of the state of my voice, I would only be able to do like short sets or alternate. And I need a band again. I need a full band again. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. I was going to say also, right, is some music. Well, starting with the music stuff. Yes, there is a plan. It does involve vinyl releases, but they will be drop shipped. Okay, the whole back cap. So that's over 20 albums going back 30 years. Goes back 31 years. Okay, so that is like kind of it's going to be pretty cool. But you've got to pay. What you'll have to do is pay double what you pay at HMV. Yeah, and then I refund you my half. Yeah, you know, my profit. So yeah, but I don't know whether you can do that in one transaction. So that I'll have to see how it works. If I renounce all profit, yeah, then because it's impossible to with drop shipping, it's impossible to make money and make things worth what you're paying for, whatever it is, whether it's merch or in this case an actual product, which is a record. Okay, be more than one record. Sometimes there's quite a few double albums, the triple album coming up. That'll be the priority. Re-releasing the last album from 2020. Yep. So there's all that music stuff going on. But yeah, the other thing I was going to say is, I'm being kicked out. I've been homeless for the last year, but the last 6 months in a YMCA, which I don't want to leave because it's great, but I have to. My unit needs emptying. I wanted to kind of move the stuff from the unit and the stuff from my current YMCA room, which is quite large, into the new flat, as they call it. But it's not really a flat. It's more of a kind of bedsit. Yep. There's been a lot of trolls here moaning about shit, but because of my last updates, read that. But the last time was okay. People can see the situation a bit better now. But getting out of there, yeah. It's number 57, okay. And I'm thinking there's 3 57s that I've lived in my life that really stick out. Now the first one is 57 Rodney Street. That was here in Liverpool because my unit at Big Yellow is here. So I couldn't leave, I couldn't go too far away from my unit at that point. I've been up and down the country, all over the UK, spending £105,000, which I've been left, just the house, yep. So that was from the house sale, okay? But that was in 2019. I still had money, you know. At that point, I mean, I had loads of money until I couldn't get any benefits or anything until I wasn't entitled to any until the start of 2023, and I didn't even bother then. I carried on. I just stayed on the road and carried on with my motorbike, earning a bit with Uber and Deliveroo and things. But anyway, just getting outside of all that shit, okay? Number 57, Rodney Street, during lockdown. I mean, I don't know whether you know, but you may or may not be aware that it is like the poshest street in the city. And it's in the city centre, but it's just like dentists mainly and stuff. But I was in a flat there owned by a company in Dublin, and they had loads of operations going on. They had to move us out in the end because of some drug dealer throwing bricks and traffic cones through the windows because they wanted the guy in the next room to me who was also a drug dealer, but not actually paying up, paying the dues. Well, he was having it laid on, right? He was having the stuff laid on and wasn't paying for it. So that's a big problem with drug dealers. I remember that in the 80s. So I won't go into that now. But the fact is that, funnily enough, that guy turned up at the YMCA about 3 weeks ago, and he said, "Hi, Steve, do you remember me?" So guy, and he's doing bloody Uber. He's doing Uber and Deliveroo and shit, man. He had the bag on his back. I thought, well, because the last time I saw him, I was on my motorbike, and I was actually delivering food to him, and I didn't recognise him, because he had this massive beard, and it had gone, so I didn't recognise him this time either, because he didn't have the beard. You see what I mean? But I mean, in 57 Rodney Street, over lockdown, loads of parties and stuff. Mostly people from around the area in the city centre, but there were like prostitutes, pimps, a couple of pimps, but mainly prostitutes, and a lot of drug dealers and a lot of studenty types, but they weren't students, they were just like kind of people who took a lot of drugs. Also you got, I mean, it was like people were quarantining from coming in, from different countries. There were different kinds of people, there were some like tech experts in there, who were really useful to know. And there was also, there was a guy doing crypto, and he was doing it big time, thousands, It was the whole lot. It was a really exciting period. And we used to party in the graveyard, in the cathedral, Everyone would get out of their fucking heads, in the graveyard of the cathedral, which is St James's Gardens, I think, so it's actually listed as a park as well or something, whatever, okay. But that was the 57, that was the number 57. The next one is the 57. Now, but the first 57, that was in 1991, and that was in Manchester, that was 57 Brighton Grove in Rusholme. Now, everyone, similar kind of people, you had like kind of, there was a guy called Martin above me. He was a burglar. Okay, we got burgled, but it wasn't from him. My room got done, and I lost the keyboard there and stuff. But it wasn't to do with him. He was a professional burglar. And on the same floor there was the guy below John. He was a ticket tout. Then on the next floor down, you had under me you had I can't remember his name. I don't even know whether I knew him, but he was like he was well gone, fuck man. And he was like he used to shout about putting his mother's head in the oven every night, and he'd be smashing things up. And then there was one day when the fire brigade came and everything, and it was just it wasn't his mother's head, it was just a chicken, But soon after that, a few days after that, the police took him away. They carted him off for assaulting a woman, sexually assaulting a woman at the bus stop. Not Wilbraham Road, what's it called? Wilmslow Road, in Russia. What the fuck, So that was another one. Then you had James opposite, and he was like a nutter, but he kept it to himself. He was really quiet. Nice guy, but very quiet. and a bit of a nutter. Then at the other end of the back room there was this girl. I can't remember her name, but she was like she was an army person, yeah. And I remember like when she lost her keys, and there was a storm outside, and she had her army stuff on. She was very sexy, really good figure and everything. She was like something out of a movie, a police procedural, whatever. And I remember her breaking in, and it was just like watching an SAS operation. She didn't give a fuck about the mice, didn't give a fuck about rats. She was just like, she was really fucking hard, but very sexy as well. Yep. So there was her, and then she was replaced later. She left. Then another guy came, and he's the most normal guy. Okay, he was a top shop manager. Yeah, Steve, in Piccadilly, the Piccadilly branch. Yeah, which is off of Market Street. Well, I think it might have been on Market Street actually, in Manchester. Yeah. Now he seemed very normal. When I spoke to him, he said he killed loads of people. He was South African, yeah, and it turned out he was a mercenary soldier, and he didn't regret it at all. He said, well, they were all communists, so he thought it was okay to kill them. So I mean, that was another 57, right? Going into this new place, I have no idea what people are going to be like. It's a flat, okay? It's actually self-contained. There's no communal shower or toilet or anything. It's all in my yeah, well, it's kind of bed city flat, yep. And it ain't gonna hold. I don't know how it's gonna. Well, it's got to hold what's in my room, yeah, already. But I want the stuff out of my unit, so I don't have to pay for that anymore. That's going to be hard. The e-bike taking that there is dodgy. Parking my motorbike is going to be dodgy, even though you can see it from my window downstairs. Because you know what? When I viewed it, yeah, there were two women, and one of them was like, she knew all about the place. The other one didn't. And she said, oh, well, you can see your motorbike from the window. If you park it at the back, no, it's a shit view, yeah? But I've been around the back and I'd looked already. She said, well, there's a place there. I said, yeah, I've seen it. She said, there's a few bikes there, I said, yeah, well, there's 5 bikes and they're all broken up. What are they doing there? And she said, oh, well, no, there's a guy who lived here before and he used to steal them, but it's okay, he's gone now. So you see, I don't seem to be able to find anywhere that's like even remotely safe. But what the fuck? When I did live, yeah, in safe places, yeah, I've had my motorbike stolen in safe places. It's just full, there's nowhere safe these days. And it don't matter which city you're in, it's going to be the same wherever you go, I think. So yeah, they say 8th of January I move, and that's another number 57. And I'll be so sad to leave the place I'm in, but it's fucking nice. Anyway, cheers, happy Christmas. I'm going to be like I'm going to get out of money, but I've just realised I can't pay the unit. There's no way. I was going to be on like £1 a day if I paid the unit as well on time. And that comes out automatically, so I just have to move my money from my current account to my business account, yep. The thing is, the business account is the only one that's going to be kept on when I go for bankruptcy again. Well, it's a DRO, but it's the same thing. You're bankrupt. Debt relief order, yep. I've got to go for that ASAP. I had NatWest, Nationwide complaining today. They've frozen like 6,000 whatever debt. There's about 12 grand in total now. So I'm going to get rid of. But Halifax, that's frozen. But the current account that I'm using is going to be like they're going to restrict that soon. So that business deadline told me to move everything. So I'm going to use my business account, which is with another bank. Yeah, I'm going to use my business account for everything and take things, max things out across the board. Otherwise, so and they are the normal creditors. But I'm now going to have more creditors as of January. So all fun and games. But hey, doesn't mean to say no music coming. I'll find a way of doing it because of the minimum income floor. I'm not allowed to release any music, okay, at the moment. I can record and share, but I can't make any money. And I thought that I could maybe give it away, give vinyl away in the way that I think I explained just now, yeah, earlier. But I think they won't let me do that. At the moment, they're not letting me do that because it involves money going through my account, and they'll see that as trading when it's not actually, because as far as the Inland Revenue, HMRC, is concerned, you have to be setting out to make a profit. So I can return to self-employment, not set out to make a profit, don't have to be a registered charity, yeah? I can return to doing that, but I don't have to declare any of that to them until I've set it up officially. Yeah, but in order to set it up officially again, it's the first break I've had since 2007, yeah, from self-employment. But I had to do it because the job centre said you'll lose everything if you don't do this, because of the law, Tory law being upheld by the Labour government. Okay, anyway, yeah, so my voice is going, having to shout over this lot. I'm not finding it easy. Okay, take care, see you soon. Have a good pre-Christmas, and maybe I might see you before Christmas. Okay, see you later. Bye.